All right, I can't wait. Let's start this right now. Spitting live from the heart of Europe, this is Tommy C. We're listening to In the Crease with Tommy C. Hi, how you doing? We have a lot to report. By any chance, if you listened to yesterday's show at Shot from the Point, the massive, super big, greatest podcast, live broadcast on YouTube about hockey there is, yeah. Well, we were going to tell a story. And, again, I slept in. So, I don't know if we're going to get to that story today. From what I understand, we only have about 2 hours from now to do our broadcasting. And the reason for that is apparently YouTube is doing some live upgrades. I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that I'm actually broadcasting from Google Hangouts, which I certainly don't want to do. We touched on this a little in the last show. What happened was there's a program called Wirecast that I was using that allowed me to go through slides, add video while I was broadcasting. We were kind of working out the bumps of that. We had some trouble with it here and there. But it was the program, I think we used it at about 5 shows. We used it on about 5 shows. And the program that I was using allowed you, Wirecast, to kind of do things for free. And that is now no longer the case. And not only that, to pay for Wirecast is around $200. And it is just jumped to $500 for the baseline program. So in the meantime, until I get on the phone with friend to the show, friend to the YouTube Shot from the Point channel, Joe Cornin, and talk about the program that he uses, I think it's going to be Google Hangouts because it still allows me to go live. I'm looking forward to talk to you. We have a lot to report, a lot to go over, and I'm really looking forward to it. This today, we have huge news for Shot from the Point. We're also going to be playing some tunes, of course, like we normally do. And I would like to announce right now that in future In the Crease episodes, we will be playing commercial music. Now, how I'm going to do this without getting a flag is going to be a little risky, but I think I figured out a way to do it. There are lots of songs on YouTube, as we know, and they get you get a little message saying this is copyrighted material, and you acknowledge it. And they're allowed to play on YouTube. Sometimes the artists, what they do, you'll get a little link to a place on iTunes where you actually can purchase the tune itself. Now, the problem with that is if you play something that the company or the artist doesn't want you to play, you get an automatic strike. And I can't broadcast for 6 months. Similar to what Joe Cronin is going through when unfortunately, the WWE kind of went after him recently for playing a clip from years ago. Now, the National Hockey League and a lot of other artists could shut me down anytime with a phone call. And that would be unfortunate. But some companies have come to terms with the fact that this is free advertising. And even with monetizing, which I do understand they're sensitive about. In other words, I monetize video and I make money off it. I shouldn't be really making money off of somebody else's work. But it's not their money. It's advertisement money that's generated through YouTube. So that, I guess, could be an argument for another time, whether you should be able to monetize videos of people that have other property. I think Blizzard, the video game company, allows you to do it. It's free advertisement, and you're not exactly losing money out of your own pocket. It costs you nothing, and then an outside source pays you. But that I don't want to get into the politics of this and other things, but we should be hitting it right now. My father posted something pretty cool. And I think I'm going to play it for you right now. Let's put his name in here. And this is an interview of Clint Eastwood by, I don't know, the guy that does the Actor Studio. I can't remember his name. The real serious actor dude, whatever his name is. I don't know. And he asked old Clint a question. Makes a statement about, I don't know, Eastwood's role in the I guess changing the format of westerns, and of course John Wayne. This is really good. This is Clint Eastwood on the Actors Studio.
One of the fundamental principles of the Western that was demolished by this trilogy was the pure black and white structure of the good guy and the bad guy. Your character was, I think, the first movie character, really, who didn't wait for the other guy to draw his gun.
Yeah.
You shot first.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense. Why would you wait for somebody to draw their gun? American Westerns, I never could understand that. And I remember Don Siegel got in trouble when he was doing a film called The Shootist some years later, and he was working with John Wayne. The villain sneaks around the room, and John Wayne comes up behind him, and he says, "Then just shoot him." And John Wayne said, "You mean I shoot him in the back?" And he says, yeah, you shoot him, just shoot him, get rid of him, because you got 4 other guys. And he says, "I don't shoot anyone in the back." And Don made a terrible error. He said, Clint Eastwood would have shot him in the back. And he said, Wayne turned blue. You see? And he said, "I don't care what that kid would have done. I don't shoot him in the back."
That was Warp Drive, Bliss Denied. Yeah. What's happening, everybody? This is In the Crease with Tommy C. Like I said, we got a lot of announcements and things of that nature. Hope you enjoyed that track. This is Internet Radio. This is In the Crease on the Shot from the Point Productions channel. I want to play a couple songs. I want to get into it, and I also want to see if I can get a hold of my Shot from the Point partner, at least touch base with him right now, so maybe I can get him later. He was supposed to expect me on at 12 o'clock. It's not like me not to keep dates, and apparently I have not been as good at that lately, and there is sort of a reason for that. I hope it's not lame, but there has been I guess a problem. We were going to discuss it today, and I definitely want to do it with somebody else. It might be an interesting story. I don't know. It might be a lousy story either. I don't know. But like I said, stay tuned. Lots of announcements on Shot from the Point. Lots of music. I'll be going over, see if I can catch a interesting article in the news or what have you. I don't go on prepared for the show because I don't want to. I just kind of wing it and see where it leads and what have you. But we are giving a call to Jake right now, if he's available, not available. Jake has a wife, family, and he can't always be on the phone with me. So we're calling him. Does not seem like it's being successful, and so we'll get into our next track. I caught this band, this solo artist, still learning about him, but was blown away by the tune, named Evan Bartels out of Nebraska. He is an unsigned artist. I actually have permission to play this tune, and I was really blown away by the folksy soul of the tune and what have you. Now, I'm usually more of a hip-hop guy. I like crushing heavy metal, but I do try to bring it back for a minute, and I like music with soul. I think that's why I like hip-hop and heavy metal. It's emotional. It's angry. But you can't be angry all the time. Here is one of my favorite new artists. I'm sure I won't be allowed to play him one day, for the simple reason that Evan Bartels will have a record contract. This is I Ain't the Kind by Evan Bartels. Please enjoy, and we'll be back on the other side. It's In the Crease with Tommy C.
Good Lord, I do believe it's time I get rolling down the line. I know it's time to go, 'cause I've been picking fights. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't mean to pry, baby. I don't mean to pry. The world ain't so kind, baby. The world ain't so kind. I've been getting high, baby. I've been getting high. I know I ain't the kind, baby, but I've been getting high. gave up love. I don't know why. I don't mean to pry, baby. I don't mean to pry. The world ain't so kind, baby. The world ain't so kind. I've been getting high, baby. I've been getting high. I know I ain't the kind, baby, but I've been getting high. I don't mean to pry, baby. I don't mean to pry. The world ain't so kind, baby. The world ain't so kind. I've been getting high, baby. I've been getting high. I know I ain't the kind, baby, but I've been getting high.
Evan Bartels. God, I hope I'm saying that right. Hey, I'm not a professional broadcaster. Evan Bartels ain't the kind. What I'll do is after this show is encoded, I'll certainly put a link up for his site. Evan Bartels, this song really grabbed me. And I listened to a lot of stuff off of Facebook and a lot of artists. Back in the early 2000s, I was in a band, the first band that you heard on our current broadcast right now was a band that I was in the early 2000s. Let's face it, there are guys who can sing. There are guys who can play guitar. There are not many people out there that can grab you, that can kind of move you. When I heard this song, I could not help about thinking when I was in Germany, sitting at an Irish pub by myself, my friends all long gone to Texas as the 1st Armored Division left. I feeling somewhat abandoned, but knowing that I would be abandoned one day and have to face my divorce in a foreign country where I could barely speak the language. And hearing this song, and knowing that the lyrics, when I started off, I wasn't really doing the right thing. Stewing in my drink, getting angry, want to punch somebody. But it really grabbed that moment, and I think Evan has it. I do. I'm not a mogul. I'm not one of those guys. I don't know for sure, but if I had to guess, when I hear stories about Motown. And what they would do is when they test ran a song, they would ask the tester whether they liked the song or not. And more times than not, people were so happy to be invited there, they would say, yeah, I love this song. And then they would ask, if you were starving, would you eat this burger? Or would you want to hear this song before you died? This is your choice. And if they said the burger, that didn't get on Motown Records. I want to hear this before I check out. And that's the kind of talent this guy has. I will be playing more of his stuff in the future. And I'm also listening for other artists out there to play here on In the Crease. Yes, In the Crease is a quasi-professional hockey show. But we cover that. But this is my chance to kind of go off and do what I want to do. All right? Trying to get a hold of Jake Link. Maybe, possibly, would be nice. It would be spectacular. And big shout out to Jake, a guy I served with in the military who got me hip to Evan. And he, I don't want to say his last name because I don't know if he wants it over the air. I'll probably screw up the pronunciation anyway. But I served with Jake for a little while and when we were over in a commo unit here in Germany. And
Yo!
Oh, there he is.
What's up?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I kind of fell asleep again. Let me finish what I was saying here. I served with this man, different Jake, by the way, Jake.
Oh, okay.
I served with Jake. I served with Jake, and he got me hip to this guy, and I'll definitely be playing a close eye on him in the future. Like I said, Evan Bartels ain't the kind. And all right, moving on. Boom, Jake Link, what's up?
I don't know. You were calling me. I saw you were live. Tracy was listening to it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I guess just
jump in.
go on.
Just jump in. Is it okay? Because I don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah, I already got you in trouble last week.
No, you really didn't get me in trouble.
I got myself in trouble last week.
Kinda. I didn't get any shit over it. Do you want to talk about it?
I felt horrible about it.
Don't worry about it. Do you want to talk about it or you want to move on?
Yeah. Just let's talk about it because it's.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Hey, look, Jake made a comment on that was on this show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on this show.
It was on this show. Jake made a comment about my girlfriend, all in good fun. I don't know if it's important we get in what you said, but it had to do with
a certain German dictator.
Yeah. And he was essentially saying that she's tough. Well, here's the thing. And Jake doesn't know this. He hasn't been overseas. The Germans don't take that as a joke so much. And it's when you say something like when you call somebody the N-word, Nazi. If you call somebody a Nazi, it's more like you're calling them a bad German, a bad person. And look, and we make jokes in the States all the time. I see comedians, and even English, British comedians.
Like, how many times have you said to your person, God, you're such a Nazi?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. They don't do that because Nazi to them means how you view Germans, which, of course, is ridiculous to us Americans because it was like, the war was, 70 years ago. But and I learned that when I moved here. The war is definitely over in Germany, but the damage, and maybe the physical damage is swept away as well. But there's lingering evidence of the war here to this day. I told you the one time the right below my apartment is these plaques on the street corner to mark where Jews were pulled out of their homes here on my street. Just recently, this is tragic. A construction worker was killed when he accidentally set off some World War II ordnance here in Germany.
Wow.
Yeah, so like there's these constant reminders of this horrible event. And
Well, we have a
Americans
constant
look at it
reminder
as
in
like-
America about a horrible event. It's called Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I guess, but
Yeah.
I don't think they care. I think they care about themselves.
Yeah.
and they don't want to be.
And we have a constant. It's called Black History Month. There's a reason why they got a whole month.
Look, Andy knows that your job is to be edgy. And Andy
Yeah.
knows. Andy absolutely is familiar with that. And I did explain to her. Like, I didn't get yelled at. I swear to God.
I don't know. It's different because she's a girl, and I don't want her. And she's a sweetheart, you know.
She's sweet.
After all the things that you put her through, and
Yeah.
and also how she's been very supportive by letting
Sure.
you do the show and
Sure.
keeping her up when you start yelling.
Show, and then with my daughter as well.
Yeah,
couldn't-
that too. I didn't even know if you got into that.
Couldn't even ask for a better stepmom in the
No,
world.
no.
You know,
No,
I mean,
definitely.
And my
same
daughter
with my
would agree.
wife. My wife's very tolerant of everything, and
Yeah,
she also gets on me about like some of my off-color comments. And
yeah.
I wasn't even going to tell her about this because that'd be admitting that she's 100% right. And she was putting my iPad away, and she saw the on your iPad.
Oh no, I got you.
It has the message. It's saying, "Listen, it didn't go over." She didn't read it. She just read like the first lines because
Yeah.
it cuts off.
Yeah.
And she goes, "What was Tommy talking about?"
Ugh.
I was like, "Oh my God."
Ugh.
So I had to explain it to her. And
So-
she goes, you get too out of hand sometimes. Your racist comments, and I'm like, you're right. I do. I could take a joke too far sometimes.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, like you did with Dave.
Just like anybody though.
Yeah. And I want to make another shout out to Jake. I don't want to say his last name. We played before Evan Bartels. I just got a message. He goes, your riff on Evan's music was the raddest goddamn thing I've ever heard. According to Evan, he wanted me sincerely to thank you. Well, I thank you, sir. I thank you, and I mean every word of that. There's nothing in it for me to push your music. I'm doing it because that's the way it makes me feel. And like I said, I get a lot of crap on Facebook, and every so often I don't know what caught me. I don't know even why I clicked on it that day. But I real shout out to Evan Bartels and Jake, and I guess he's a part of the. I have to learn that. You know what? This sets up a future interview of Jake and Evan, and they're going to explain to everything that they're doing over in Nebraska with this fantastic band. So I really thank you for the kind words.
Remember, that's talented
And-
Jake, not comic comedian Jake.
Yeah, that's Army Jake, who is
Army
now
Jake.
a tattooed hipster in Nebraska. now, like he said all these nice things, and now I'm sure I'm gonna be. I have to blow it too. I have the same problem you have.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, definitely.
But no, we're going to set up an interview with you guys. I think that'd be great. Look, we don't have a lot of listeners on here. We're working on it. We're getting it together, and share the stuff. And I think I'll try to play one more thing from Evan before the night strip. So getting back to our story, yeah. So you got a lecture. And I had to explain to her.
I did get a lecture, but you know what? I know when I need to get these lectures and stuff.
Well, I get those lectures too. I'm not so much about the show, but just things I do in life. I mean, I get
No.
suggestions,
It's never ever really about the show. It's the things I say and do. Like there was one time. I'll never forget it because after Tracy says the things that she says out loud, I really feel like a dick. Because at the time I don't.
Oh, really?
We were going to a Sam's Club opened up, or if you don't know, everyone should know what Sam's Club is.
I think outside of New Jersey they don't, but go ahead. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't been.
I think it's the people that own Walmart. It's a bulk store like Costco.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Costco. That's
So-
what it's like Costco.
So the guy was thinking about getting a membership, and in conversation he told me he's from Keansburg.
Mm-hmm.
And being that I'm from the area near Keansburg, and Keansburg is looked upon as one of the biggest white trash towns in all of New Jersey. I said to the guy, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he proceeded to tell me, "Oh, no, I'm from the nice side of Keansburg." I go, "Everybody says they're from the nice side
really?
of Keansburg." And after I said that, Tracy was like, "I was horrified by when you did that."
Why? I wouldn't have been so horrified. I don't think that was that bad.
It's just because, like, this guy, he's trying to do his job, and all of a sudden you just come up there and you just start bothering him and, making fun of the town where he lives.
Well,
I'm like,
it's a Keensburg thing.
yeah.
Was it after or before Sandy?
Always stuff like that. You know what it is?
What?
And I've even said this to her. Growing up, I was teased a lot. So I think that when I'm saying something to someone, it has no effect on them.
No effect. Yeah. I think,
It's just like my opinion doesn't really matter. So it's just okay. Yeah. All right. Whatever. Jake said something.
Well, I think that's my problem too. I noticed that when I was like in the Army, I started out like, the constant ball busting that goes on in New Jersey doesn't necessarily go the same way as it does in Alabama as it does in the Midwest. So I remember I was in the Army one time. I'm like, wait, what's the matter, you dipshit, douchebag? What are you doing? I mean, and that's, to me, it's just like friendly banter.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
I guess it's definitely probably a Northeast thing.
It could be. I mean, it's like I know when we started, working with Joe and Troy.
He gets it though. He gets it though.
Yeah, but see, they're close. They grew up close to where we're from, so it's like I think they get it. It doesn't always. I'm not saying like guys in the Midwest are just super sensitive and they don't do it. I think the way we do it, and
I'm sure it's like that even in Europe.
Oh, in Germany especially. I mean, everything in Germans is like you have to come up with a joke to be funny. It's got to have a beginning and an end.
I've heard like certain shows do not translate well into German.
Oh, they don't.
One of them, Seinfeld. I
think it is a stereotype in Europe. I don't know about the States that Germans aren't funny, and of course, like all stereotypes,
it is.
It's still in the States too. Yeah, I guess the Germans aren't funny. There's some truth in that. I have not. Look, my girlfriend can be funny. I mean, anybody can be funny. But
yeah.
I've never, I never met that Hans. He's a wild and crazy guy. Some of the older folks, like I noticed my my mother-in-law on her side, because I guess I have a lot of mother-in-laws now since I've been divorced. My mother-in-law, she my mother-in-law, she has a boyfriend, well now a husband, a boyfriend called Wolfgang, and Wolfgang is a working class, big bellied, blonde hair, listens to rock and roll German, and he makes no apologies for it, and he can be funny, but it's
so there's no there's no German comedy clubs.
Oh, God, I don't know if there's a German. I mean, I live in a pretty big city. I don't think there's a German. I think there might be one in Mainz. Of course, I live in a twin city where there's like a bridge. The Rhine actually separates the Catholic side from the Protestant side.
So you live like in the Minnesota of Germany?
Yeah, kind of, except it's the warmest part of New Jersey instead of the frigid cold that you're going to get out in Minnesota. you die. Ah, Jesus. Now I can't even get the overlay back that I wanted. Unbelievable. Ugh, I don't like this new Google Hangouts. They're shutting down at 10 o'clock your time.
Google Hangouts?
No,
Why?
not just Google Hangouts. The whole live thing, they're going to rework it. I wonder if it has anything to do with Wirecast, to be perfectly honest with you. And they also said they'll just cut the broadcast off when they damn well feel like it. So we don't really have a heck of a lot of time. I guess we should get into the other story, correct?
Oh, why I've kind of
been a little off, why I've taken some time off of Shot from the Point. Have you noticed I've done more work in like the last 48 hours than I have like in the last month with the channel, and hopefully it'll be successful. I was even cutting a video before I went on. That's how kind of refocused I am. But it took a lot because I haven't been watching hockey. I don't even have it on now. I probably should go flip it on. Actually, I might throw a song on there and turn on a hockey game. But when you go through things like, I think most people know that it either been divorced or children that have been divorced. It doesn't end the day you sign the paperwork. And I knew this going in because I watched. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, my mom and dad got divorced, And it was just like, it was such a relief. It was like, oh my God, this is great. They finally got it over with and what have you. As young as I was just like, all right, then now we can start moving on and become, I could become one of those weekend kids and what have you. It doesn't.
To Christmas, Tommy.
stop.
That's what they're calling you.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, good point. And it doesn't quite end there. I would actually, my parents' divorce was initiated in 1989. They were divorced in sometime around 1990, which seemed like, and I honestly, it really wasn't over until 1993.
It was probably all your fault, though.
Yeah, the child's. It's funny. That's what they said in court.
No, it definitely was your fault.
I'm sure. And lo and behold, 20 years later, I find myself in a similar.
We have a guest.
Yes, we do, and I can see her because I left the video on.
Tracy's sitting in here.
Do you want to sit in for this?
Here, say hi, Trace.
Hey, Trace. Tracy, the wonderful spouse of Jake Link. Trace, you're more than welcome. You can ask me questions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about girly
I put the
stuff.
video on. She's like, no.
I'm gonna talk about girly stuff, like stuff that women did, like my pain and suffering and all that I have to go through.
She could go, oh, I don't. She couldn't hear you. I need to get like a double headphone jack.
Yeah, double headphones. It's too bad. Too bad. Hey, I tell you something. With the new program they're using, I can see that. You got a Blackhawks jersey up there?
No, that's actually one of my old hockey jerseys.
Oh, okay. You know what? I like the view. So maybe, because Tozovic and maybe when we get the new software up, we can use that view on the webcam. I think that would be kind of neat.
I also have. We can also do this view.
Yeah, I like the hockey jersey in the background and all your trophies. That's not bad.
No, that's actually all my Brodeur bobbleheads and stuff.
No, that's a good one. Yeah, that's cool.
Or I have the panoramic view from the 2003 Stanley Cup.
Can you do a goofy? Can you do a goofy a black and white thing like I do on the show?
No, I'm not gonna do that.
No, you're gonna do that. Well, you can see if you have to do it if I do it, and I have to stop doing it if you won't do it. Here I am. I'm playing my kid's freaking Monster High doll. Isn't that bizarre? All right. Well, I guess I'll just tell a story from last night. I don't know if I want to give anybody a background, but I'll just get into it. I have been awarded bye weekends, another week 2, week 4, week 6, as far as when I could see my daughter. When I was given this judgment, it was actually a loss for me in court because I actually am off during the week. I'm not off on the weekend. So what I had to do is I literally had to dare my company to fire me, saying, look, I need these weekends off. And I don't get all of them off all the time, but they have been a little more receptive to help me out. The problem comes when the summertime, so I'll be leaving my work pretty soon in the summertime. So I pick up my daughter. We have to take the bus. We don't have a car on Friday. And, we do the daddy-daughter thing. We won't run around town a little bit. We play Candyland. By the way, I'm the meanest Candyland player ever. Oh, that's it.
What, you don't let her win?
What's that?
You don't let her win?
I had to. She ran 3 games in a row and just completely tanked every one of them. So I had to start letting her win and pulling cards from the bottom of the deck. Fix that later. Disgusting animal, that pug. Well, anyway,
Disgusting animal.
Disgusting
Is
animal.
he talking about me?
No, Frank.
No, we're talking about that. Actually, we could hear her perfectly. So we did that whole thing. And keep in mind, my daughter's 5 years old. And I said, okay, 8 o'clock, time for bed. And the whining and the crying started and what have you. It wasn't heavy. It was just typical stuff. She says, I want to talk to Mommy. And, well, I mean, look, me and my ex are in a war, but we have been, up until recently, in this whole 3-year process, we try to keep her out of it as much as humanly possible. And I thought to myself, no big deal. No big deal. I'll just have her, call. And it's not like we haven't done this before. So you're probably saying to yourself, well, you're an idiot. So, but I've done this before. So what happened was next was my daughter's whining and whimpering turned into a full-scale temper tantrum. while she was on the phone with her. And I was a little confused by that. It wasn't like the worst temper tantrum she ever threw, or even something I wasn't even thought that I couldn't get under control. But it definitely was, what's going on. So I hand the phone to my wife picks up the phone. She says, "I'm coming to get her." I was like, "What do you mean you're coming to get her?"
How far away does she live?
Ex-wife. What?
How far away does she live from
About 30
where
minutes.
you live?
About 30 minutes via vehicle.
Does she drive?
Yeah, she drives. I live in the city. She lives in the country.
I know you live in a city, and I know like a lot of people who like live in like metropolitan areas, especially women, don't drive.
Well, she doesn't, because it's real weird here in Germany, and I don't want to get into this, but the city to country ratio. If you go outside, it's probably like New Jersey was prior to World War II. If you go outside of New Jersey or New York City, it would be nothing but farms, and that's the way it still is here. It's just like as soon as you leave the city of Wiesbaden, it's beautiful European countryside.
Tracy's just laughing at the name of the city, Wiesbaden.
Wiesbaden means water and bath or something like that. Anyway,
what does it mean?
It's something. It means like that. There's natural water that runs under the ground here. It's hot springs, and from the Middle Ages on, people would come and get like hot spring baths, and there's a bunch of pools and stuff around here to this day, like a ton of them, and what have you. So, getting back to it, so she says, "I'm coming." I said, I don't see why you could. I mean, well, you've let me have her before. I was like, yeah, when she's sick. I was like, this is not a big deal. I go, Andy's in there right now. We took care of it. She goes, "I don't believe you." And I said to her, I was like, "What did you say to her?" She's like, "I didn't say anything to her. She said she wanted to come home." I was like, "Well, she doesn't get to come home just because she said you want to come home." And I'd be perfectly honest with you. We're playing Candyland and Monster High. And I said, go to bed. And then Mommy and I want to come home. I go, I try to rationalize with her. I said, look, if you come and get her, you're setting a precedent, a dangerous precedent, not only just for me and taking away my visitation time, you're going to hurt yourself. Because this is just a way to get out of everything. You're just setting a really lousy example for our daughter. But she persisted, and that's when I knew, just through some background experience, where this was going. And, to make it that simple. That's when I knew where this was going. She was trying to fish my kid away from me. And I just said to her, look, you want to go file a complaint, you want to do something like that, just do it. Have a great day. And I didn't hang up on her. Go ahead. You're good. So by the time I hung up the phone, my daughter's under wraps. And I was like, okay, brush your teeth, let's get moving. And started story time. And then I get my phone goes off, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. So I'm one of these people that have, I can't find my phones, and I run around the house trying to look for them. So the first one that goes off is like the regular landline, and I can't find that. And then all of a sudden my house phone goes, right? And then I finally pick it up, and of course it's my ex, and I flip it on. I was like, are you crazy? This is nuts. Right? Thinking she was going to call and want to talk to her again. And I hear this a German voice at the end. This is the police. And I'm like,
oh. Must have been real intimidating.
Yeah, you need to open the door. Yeah.
Do they carry guns in Germany?
The cops? Of course. Yeah. They're crazy. I think that's...
Tracy said they all sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, they don't.
With the German people.
Tracy said he'll get you in trouble with the German people.
True. Well, anyway, one story at a time, please. So anyway, my experience with this kind of stuff in the past is you hit it head on. You don't run away. You don't go, what are you doing here? You don't do it. It's like, okay, I'll be right down. Right? I go downstairs. I see a female German cop, a male German cop, and my ex at the door. And I said, what's going on? He says, we're coming here to pick up your daughter. I was like, whoa. I go, first of all, you're going to go upstairs, and we're going to hand you the judgment. My girlfriend would be happy to go over it with you. I said, we have a legal right. He said, but your daughter wants to go home. And I said, simply wants to go home? I said, it's time for bed. I told her to go to bed. My wife called up. She made a big scene out of this. We've had issues in the past. This is not the first time I've had the police called on me. I go, you're setting a really bad precedent. He goes, it doesn't matter. And I said, the law doesn't matter. And when they got upstairs, they saw my daughter frightened as hell, but sitting in her bed and with books, with the story books, that they were going over. And she was just kind of looking all over the room. And I'm livid at this point. And my girlfriend rushes and gets the court order. And it shows it to the male cop. Now, the male cop seems extremely uninterested in this. I thought this would, like, get them to go away. And he just seems like against it. And I said, look, that's a judgment passed down by Botkomberg. That is this district. I was like, you have no right to take my daughter. And the female cop says to me, this is not about the law. This is about your daughter. And I was like, first of all, I go, do you see my daughter? Second of all, for the last 2 years, when my daughter was taken away from me for months at a time, and I couldn't have her overnight, I was told, I made the case that, like, this is bad for my daughter. And I was told, hey, this is the law. So let me tell you something. I go, this is the law. And the cops got really quiet. And the police got actually really quiet. And I said, look, I'm not going to stop you to do what you're going to do. But I want to tell you something. If you're doing this, you better be doing it the right and legal way. Because I am going to have your department an individual prosecution if it's legal. Because what you're doing is hurting her. She's frightened. So they asked her in German whether she wanted to go. And she just kind of looked both ways and said yes, but not in a panicked way. And that yes kind of would help me because it looked like, I mean, they're friggin' cops to a 5-year-old. Do you want to do this? Yes. You know, I mean, that's what you'd say. So I just looked at them and they said, look, we got to have a conference. And they both go into like a little huddle. And then they take me into this room right here. And I'm waiting basically to be told, you know, that they're going to take her. And they say, we think we don't see a problem here. We're going to go. And their attitude, my luck in the past with dealing with stuff, the trampling of men's rights that I've seen since I've been here, and I know of other cases other than my own, stuff that's even made the media in the States, like, you know, taking children away from homeschooled families, the out-of-control system that they have over here when it comes to children and fathers. So I guess I don't know if it's what I said. I don't know if it's because Andy was like super calm and she was like a superhero in the whole thing. She kept things straight. Or they were afraid of what I said, but they just left. And I've been going through stuff like this since Thanksgiving. I got nickeled and dimed on Thanksgiving. Not too bad on Christmas, but it's been a constant fight ever since I've been able to get weekends off from work, which I'm not entitled to according to my contract. Wow. So I basically said, fire me or, you know, give me the weekends off, see my daughter. It doesn't matter, you know, because then I'll just get married. And then I'll beat the system that way. And that's an emergency go-to device that me and Andy have talked to. So it's tough for me to get excited about Shot from the Point, my channel, hockey, when stuff like this is going on a daily basis. And this has been going on for 3 years and such. And I mean, it's got to stop. It's got to stop eventually. I mean, I have a new lawyer. He says that, you know, that she's in the anger phase. After the anger phase comes acceptance. And I really do hope that's the case because this is killing my kid. Bottom line.
I can imagine. This
is killing my kid. You know, I have to concentrate in fighting with my wife, ex-wife. There's a story about that too. To take care of my daughter, just have a relationship. And the whole reason that I'm here to begin with and didn't go home and work a crappy job is so my family, my daughter, won't be fatherless. This is an option my father had when he was unceremoniously tossed out of the house. He didn't leave. He could have asked for a transfer. He could have looked, he said it, but you know what he did? He sat there and he fought. He fought for my brother and he fought for me. And he won. And I knew what it took. I knew what it take. The only difference is my father was a lot better off than me financially at that point in his life. So that's why it's kind of tough to keep things together. When I fall asleep, I stay asleep. You know?
Well, I'm shocked you do fall asleep. I mean, what is it, like fucking...
Well, I don't sleep that much.
The next day over there? Come on.
Yeah. What I do, I sleep for 2-3, you gotta ask Andy, I sleep for like 2 or 3 hours at a time. And I wake up, and then I go and do something, mostly on the internet, and that's kind of where I got this stuff. And you got to think.
That's why if you're friends with Tommy on Facebook, you wake up and there's just all this political post.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
By the way, they're finding out more things about Christie.
Yeah, I don't really buy that. I think I don't buy that at all. I don't think there's anything with anything to that. Talk about old Christie. Yeah, now they're taking a Sandy investigation. You know what the funny thing is to me about that is this is a guy that bucked his party to kiss Obama's ass during Sandy. Who, I mean, Obama really just stepped off a plane during Sandy and said, "Okay, Chris, we got your back," which is his friggin' job. It's not a hero thing. And Chris pretty much ran the whole show and said, "Hey, Barack's doing the right thing," and he stuck up for him, alienating the people that did support him in his party. Now he's learning. He is learning that you don't trust these people because now he's a potential threat. So what they're doing is they're piling him on. This bridge scandal, yeah, it's a scandal, but they're never going to be able to tie Christie to this. I mean, people were fired immediately. You don't see that in the Obama administration. And now they're investigating the way he used funds. And they're going to nitpick that for years. So he's going to make sure that when he goes to run for president, they're going to have some kind of scandal. Oh, you want to hire this guy? He's one of those shady Jersey guys. This is good. So you still like kissing his ass? This is a president that spies on people that don't agree with his policies. This is a president that spies on reporters. This is a president that does not have a proper explanation for what happened or why a YouTube video was blamed on something that had nothing to do with the YouTube video inside of Benghazi. This is a president that has protected one of the chief cop of the United States, Eric Holder, after he said he didn't know anything about Fast and Furious, and then they found emails prior to that. So when they were going to nail him on perjury charges, Barack Obama protected Eric Holder with executive privilege. And a traffic jam compares to that?
I look. I mean, there was some horrible things. People lost their jobs. Somebody died in a
91-year-old woman
and stuff.
But you know what?
Other than that, if he did do it, that is a fucking. That is a guy I want running my country.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, guess what? We're gonna fucking just stop. You want to fuck with us? We're just gonna stop sending food Middle East. Go fuck yourself, all right?
Let me tell you something, too. I mean, this is nothing. Jon Stewart, this is nothing when it comes to Jersey corruption. I think Giuliani played this. This is a political prank gone wrong.
Yeah.
That's all it really is. And it's still tough for me to believe that he ordered this because this dope mayor, a mayor in New Jersey is a dime a dozen. I mean, they could literally live right next door to you in an apartment. That's
actually, one of my he passed away, but I actually one of my customers who was a heating and cooling guy.
Yeah.
Was the mayor of Watchung.
Yeah. He's just a regular dope.
Yeah, he was. Well, his family lived in the town for like 4 generations, and he ended up passing away. But he was the nicest guy. I honestly like talking to him. He's like, you don't seem like a politician.
Yeah, he seems like quite an ass.
He was Republican. You know, he was the mayor of the town. He lived in a nice house, a very modest. Yeah.
Well,
we didn't live in a mansion.
In Edison, we moved into the former mayor's house. So he was moving up. He moved to a nicer house, but he was a Democrat, and he couldn't have been nicer to my family. I can't remember his name. He was if you want to look him up, he's the only mayor of Edison in the last 20 years that didn't go to jail. So
I think you're saying the only one that wasn't Asian.
Well, that guy, yeah. Did he end up going to jail? Because the one before this guy went to jail. The Asian guy. I know the Asian guy. He got
Chu or whatever.
Chu. Yeah, he was a kook. Most of them. That's what happens when you get a country that you win, or get an area where you run unopposed, whether it be Republicans or Democrats. You don't want that. You don't want to live in an area where you run unopposed. You get nothing but political corruption.
Like Piscataway's like that.
Just nothing but Democrats or nothing?
Nothing but Democrats.
Yeah, there's a lot of areas. Edison's like that too. Yeah, Republicans don't have a chance over there. Yeah.
Woodbridge has gets a lot more Republicans in.
I think in their sort of legislature or their town council, but I don't think there's been a Republican mayor of. There certainly hasn't been a Republican mayor of Woodbridge. He's a Republican.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, he must have got there after I left Woodbridge. He's still there?
I think so. I still get reverse 911 calls from him. So.
Yeah. All right. That's enough. What are we going to do now? We only got an hour to go before they do shutdown. So I got it out of my system. All right.
Yeah.
This is, we're going to be playing, and by the way.
I'm going to get to bed when we play this song.
Oh, okay.
So.
You're going to go right to bed? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to come on and say hi.
That's fine. I just want to spin some tunes and what have you.
Yeah.
Maybe
all right. Well, hey,
maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do this. I mean, I want you on when I make this announcement.
Do it now.
Harrison Mooney of Puck Daddy has agreed. We don't have the date yet. It might be next week, the week after. Harrison Mooney has agreed to do our show, Shot from the Point. He was quite impressed with our review, which I made into a Shot from the Point flashback. I don't know if you saw that, buddy.
I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, you did? And you see like how I put the little video in the corner and it matched the music? Yeah, pretty good. Huh? What do you say?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And Harrison, who is our mortal enemies over at Puck Daddy.
Harrison works for the mortal enemy.
He works for the man.
He's the lesser of the three evils.
He works for the man, and we're gonna support the downtrodden over there.
So
honestly,
I think it's gonna be fun.
The thing that was the most hysterical is when he reposted it. He says,
"Oh God, I saw what Ryan Lambert said."
Let me tell the story. When he reposted it, he wrote, "This is a review of my song." Or he retweeted it. That quickly devolves into a hate speech to Lampert and Wyshynski. And Lampert writes back like immediately, like because I watched the whole thing unfold. Like me and Andy watched the whole thing unfold. I happen to have TweetDeck open, and he says, "I know who it is before I even click on it." I was so proud. Yeah, absolutely. But we're gonna talk.
We're pretty much calling you a stalker, psychopath.
Yeah, but that's his out.
Single white female.
Really, get over yourself, Ryan. There's no way I'm stalking you. I'm calling you out. You have a public Twitter account, and I call you out. That's it. There's no stalking. I'm not coming to your house. I'm not sending you private emails. I have your private email. I have your Skype account. You haven't gotten one Skype account. I am a critic, and I am criticizing you, an amateur critic, and it's really amazing that I can get under your big shot nerves. An amateur broadcaster, a friggin' broken down vet in Germany could get under your skin. A dope, I dropped out of community college. So think about that. Have a nice day.
And also someone who's never went to college, being me. Take that. He's from the Votech, baby.
Yeah.
I almost went to college, but then they canceled the course I wanted. So I said,
you said, fuck it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I was probably like the last generation that could say fuck it and not go to college and be successful.
I don't know about that. I think it might have happened before that.
I might be like the tail end because I have a career.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. I have a very good.
You did well. You did well for yourself. You know.
I'm doing all right. I got a full-time job. You know. Well, it's a skill.
I got to say goodbye to you right now.
All right.
Because we're going into the
Go to bed, you guys. See you guys on Sunday, 6 o'clock.
Sunday, 6 o'clock. Shop from the Point for it, folks.
7 o'clock if Tommy gets too drunk.
Yeah. 7 o'clock if I get too drunk. But we're going to do it at the right time. We're going to get this right. Things are looking up over here in Wiesbaden. I think my ex-wife just handed me some gold. I'll see everybody. This is Thousand Suns. God!
It seems this choice I've made is sure to seal my fate, and I'll never doubt my thoughts or make that same mistake. 'Cause
That was Singularity featuring Jen Lucas, the K Chosen remix. Fantastic. I picked that up off of SoundCloud. Super stuff. Hope it's not copyrighted because whatever. That's enough. That's enough of the old dubstep. I got a pretty good I don't know. I think when I was a kid, it was just about the metal. And when I got a little older, I just want music that grabs me. I consider hip hop a part of the whole rock genre. I pick music that grabs me. So and they're a part of that. Let's actually, we got about an hour. I don't know. Let's see if we can give Joe Cronin of the Joe Cronin Show a call. I don't know if he's going to be available. We have been not successful in calling him and what have you in the past. And if not, I'll give a shot to good old John Freeman, if that's the case. And I don't think Joe's going to be available. So that's unfortunate. And we're not going to be able to get him on. So we can talk about, I don't know, what I usually talk about. So, no Joe Cronin. If you'd like to call in, here is, if you happen to be listening, because I think I do have more than one listener, even though it's saying that I don't. But I'm pretty sure I do. I think I have more than one listener here. Because when Jake was communicating with me, he says he was listening to it, and it only said one listener. So I don't know how many folks are out there in the world there. Can't get the other overlay on. Of course I can't get the other overlay on there. Yeah. God. I really got to get back to Google. I really got to get back to live. I really wonder what they're going to be doing in the next hour and what have you. I want my overlay back. I want it back. So I guess I gotta switch overlays and what have you. It's so stupid. Let's try this one. Actually, I could do a little plug for this one right now if I could. Hey, listen to Shot from the Point on 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shot from the Point is the most badass hockey podcast. That's what we do over here on the Shot from the Point production channel. We do hockey. We do hockey videos. And we also have a live broadcast. The cornerstone, the mothership of the Shot from the Point. Of course, Shot from the Point live. Please check it out. It is a scream. It's an absolute scream. Our last show was one of our better shows. We have guests like Joe Cronin, the Joe Cronin Show, and of course, the Trojan Horse, Troy. My Trojan Horse. Haven't talked to Troy lately. I really like to get him on. Actually, I'd like to watch some hockey, too. I feel like flipping on the Xbox. I wonder if that would hurt my bandwidth. I'll take a second. I got the old coffee. 3 in the morning here in Germany, broadcasting to you live via Google Hangouts. That's what we do. That's how we do it. I don't know what's going on in the world. Of course, Chris Christie, we talked about it a little bit before. Chris Christie's, the feds are probing him over, I guess, ads featuring his family in the Jersey Shore. It says that the White House actually approved those ads. I don't know what difference that makes. Maybe they approved those ads because they could nail him later. Now, Chris Christie's troubles are seemingly not ending anytime soon. Hey, Chris, was it worth it? Was it worth it? I liked when you used to stand up to pricks like that. You know, that was always the kind of Chris Christie that I liked and what have you. Joe, you there, buddy, pal? No, he's setting it up. Hey, you there?
What's up, baby?
Hey, how you been? I haven't talked to you in a long time. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, you bastard.
Happy New Year to you. I see you had a really good time with your family. I saw those pictures of your son, and you got him lots of good stuff, I saw. So Christmas time is one of my favorite times of the year, and I like seeing the kids get the stuff. That's what I did.
Yeah, it's the best time.
Oh, it really is. I think I lost you. I lost you. We'll get Joe back on in a second, though. I do dig Christmas time. It's the best time of year. I'm not a religious man. I know it's good old Jesus Christ's birthday, but
Hey, everyone, it's Joe from the Joe Cronin Show.
Yeah, what happened? I'll let him call. Joe, if you can hear me, call me back. We'll put you right back in. Yeah, I like the old Christmas time. Got a lot of wonderful memories. Not the religious type. Oh, you think Jesus without Christ without Christmas? Yeah, kind of. But I certainly wouldn't go as far to tell people that they shouldn't take the Christ out of Christmas. But not a religious man. But I do enjoy the Christmas time. It's part of my heritage, being an Irish Catholic. And even though I'm not really a part of that whole scene anymore, I guess that would be the hipster thing to say. Not a part of the Catholic scene. I do love all the stuff that I got. And I got to be honest with you, and they told me this when I was a kid. When you have kids and you give them stuff, it's almost better than when you're getting, because you kind of get to relive that excitement when you fell asleep or try to force yourself to sleep because you're so terrified that Santa Claus wouldn't even be there because you weren't sleeping, and you probably weren't that good. You weren't that good, and you knew it, but you're hoping maybe he looked the other way. Maybe. And he did. Joe, come back to me. We only have 45 minutes left before YouTube cuts us out on the In the Crease program. So, Joe, come back to me, baby. We need you. I want to talk about Christmas time and all sorts of other wonderful stuff. I wonder what happened to him. Well, we're giving him a call right now.
Hey, everyone, it's Joe from the Joe Cronin Show. Follow us on Twitter at Joe Cronin Show or on YouTube, youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show, or check out the website, RageInternetRadio.com. Now, what I want you to do is leave your wrestling rant, rage, or comments for me after the beep. Do it now.
You know, I'm not really happy with the direction that they're taking John Cena. I think possible heel turn would be a better move and would be more profitable long-term for the company. I know the company doesn't really want to take their marketable babyface, but, you know, it is about the hardcore fan. And the hardcore fan wants, you know, changes and what have you, and a return to the Attitude Era. So this is my rage. This is what makes me upset. When I sit in my parents' basement, I get really angry that the direction that they're taking John Cena. There's my rage. And you can do that too. You can call Joe up. He's got a public thing, and you can say all your wrestling rage. That's what really bothers me. I don't like the direction of John Cena. Joe Cronin Show. Please check him out. What have you? That's actually a pretty good advertisement for him. He should thank me. I don't know what's going on over there and what have you. God, what could I do? I think I know what to do. Let's get back into the music. I don't want to do this because then I'll lose my opportunity to monetize this. Not that it's going to get a ton of hits. God. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I promised myself I wouldn't do this, that I said I don't want to do that. And lo and behold, that's what I ended up doing. Unfortunately. Terrible. Ugh. Yeah, I don't really have anything that I'm digging here and what have you. God, I was thinking about spinning another Mahogany track. And that would be, Rich Mahogany. Because he's rich, and I think I'll do that. Rich Mahogany. Listen up, bitches.
Oh. Yo. Hola, what up? Hey, yo, don't be mad when you go into your girlfriend's apartment and it smells of rich mahogany. Yo. The greatest to never live, I was born dead, like an aborted fetus, headbanging with his sore head, rock like Led Zeppelin, Sabbath the Kids, hip-hop in the flesh, don't be mad at the kid, cognac in the sniff, no crack in the spliff, zone out and chill when you're blasting the shit, control the vibe with the flow and the rhymes, I play my part just to keep the culture alive. Whack rappers should have been aborted. No biggie, y'all ain't important. You know my C's, I'm just being me. A real MC, representative of GMD. Boom bap, cool cat, spitting rude tracks. Who's that? Do that, never getting booed at. Ripping every show, hit blueberry dro. Sip penny to the roof, spinning very slow. Who's the one who spits it properly, kid? It gotta be Rich Mahogany. Who's the one who spits spits it properly, kid? It gotta be rich mahogany. Who's the one who spits it properly, kid? It gotta be rich mahogany. Who's the one who spits it properly, kid? It gotta be rich mahogany. Stealth bomber, rhymes like air strikes, mad nice, fresher than your air nights. Go ahead and laugh, suckers, I'll make mad nuggets. I'm a bad mother, y'all just shit stains and ass nuggets. Been bugging, rugged with the lyric skill. Clearly ill to beat me, you need a miracle. Bass booming, tripped out, stage Truman. Rap mutant, homie, I ain't human. Keith Richards, I spit that raw flow. Bust raps like broken rubbers and pornos. Really sick, guilty kids spitting filthy shit. Rhyming skills live and ill, yeah, I'm killing it. Domes blasphemous, skull bones hazardous. Worldwide, not a local rapper, kid. On the road with Tony plus Prime Pro's my homie. No baloney, stacked cheese, provolone. Who's the one who spits it properly, kid? It gotta be rich mahogany. Who's the one who spits it properly, kid? It gotta be rich mahogany. Who's the one who spits it properly, kid? It gotta be rich mahogany. Who's the one who spits it properly, kid? It gotta be rich mahogany. Drove sparking, crack open the whole garden. Beat slapping, got the pussy on your whole farting. Like secrets way I'm dropping crack. With the ganja at weed man, holla back. Sonic boom, Molly, you pass that. Let me hit that, break the herb, get the Dutch. Let me split that, break you off, kick cap. Up the track, spit raps, haters you could kick rocks. Bitch, get back, ha. Switch it up like a mood swing. Spontaneous, get ready for what this dude brings. Cats stay changing colors like moon rings. Watch how rich mahogany do things. Life or death, which one are you choosing? Picture me rolling like ravers that like to chew things. It's amusing, cats think they're dope, but they're all washed up like sinks and soap. Washed up. Who's the one who spits it properly, kid? It gotta be rich mahogany. Who's the one who spits it properly, kid? It gotta be rich mahogany. Who's the one who spits it properly, kid? It gotta be rich mahogany. Who's the one who spits it properly, kid? It gotta be rich mahogany.
Just a poor boy up and left my home. Don't need no one to love me, I don't need no one to hold. Out here living free, I'm living easy on my own. Lord, I'm just a poor boy, left my home. Well, I drank a little whiskey and I smoked a little weed. Woke up on a Greyhound, headed down to New Orleans. Dusted off my just seem fitting, don't you know it feels right? I ain't never seen nothing like a Kansas City night. Here we go.
Out of the heartland, Nebraska, none other than the great Evan Bartels, working on an interview right here on Into the Crease. Got a little connection to Evan through a former serviceman. I guess he got out too, if he's back in Nebraska. I had a drill sergeant that was from Nebraska, and he introduced himself as I'm Drill Sergeant. Well, screw it. Maybe somebody else knows him. I'm Drill Sergeant Walter, and I'm from Nebraska. So now you know why I'm in the Army. Because there's nothing to fucking do in Nebraska! So that was his explanation for joining the military. And he introduces to... Well, actually, if I remember correctly, he introduced dirty mop water to the floor. And we had 3 seconds to clean it up. And apparently we failed. So that's what I think when I think of Drill Sergeant Walter and Nebraska. The heartland. Hey, any more gifted people out there like Evan Bartels, you get them to me. Because that music's got a lot of heart, I think. And as you can see, pretty well-rounded. Like music with... I think I like, I'll tell you why I like Evan right off the bat. I like Evan because there's so many bands, rap groups, rock groups that tell personal stories. The worst offender is probably Eminem. They're very literal. Evan tells stories. Now, I'm sure there's probably a personal touch to it, but it's not Evan Bartels represent, so to speak. It's not me. It feels, at least, like a story. I'm sure it has something to do with him personally. That's where you get it. The other great band for storytellers is a band out of Maryland called Clutch, which I wish I could play because I'd play them the whole time. And I am working on playing commercial music. But it looks like I got through this whole broadcast without actually playing anything commercial. And I did play some great tunes, great unsigned acts. They're probably going to have to get a hold of Rich Mahogany. And maybe we could do an interview with him via Skype and play some of his tunes. And what have you. But future Evan Bartels interview definitely in the works. We're definitely going to make that happen. Here's what I'm going to do. I couldn't get Joe back on. I think there might be a problem over there. So I am not. I think I'm going to cut off the phone calls. And what we're going to do is we're going to do plugs and say good night, nurse, for the day. But I'm definitely going to hit plugs and what have you right now. Shot from the Point. Shot from the Point is the most badass hockey podcast in all the known lands. Please check us out. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Shot from the Point with Jake Link and special guest and Point Men. Actually, our special guest is going to be none other than Harrison Mooney, the great writer from Puff Daddy, probably the biggest hockey blog in the English-speaking world. Jake Link, comedian, my friend, my co-host, Trojan Horse Troy, over there in the good old Beanie of Bean Towns. Trojan Horse Troy, like having him on. So check out Shot from the Point, and you will like it, I guarantee it. Joe Cronin, Joe Cronin Show, has his own wrestling program. We gave a little commercial for him before. You give him a call, let him know your hate, your anger, your madness. your very personal issues when it comes to the professional wrestling business. Give Joe a call. He's the best. Best! Your face! All the time, every time. Joe, friend of the show, taught me so much about YouTube. And this guy's been broadcasting for a long time. He's taken advantage of this for a long time. I always wanted to be a radio guy, didn't know how to do it. Joe is showing me the ropes. Now I'm doing my own thing, or what have you. Hey, I'd like to give another shout-out to my friend Mike Nierenberg. Mike Nierenberg, guy I grew up around the corner from, has just produced, and I'm going to put, after the videos and code, I'm going to put some links in there. He is doing a film, a feature film documentary on Hustler magazine called Back Pages. Go check out the trailer. Mike has the inside story and interviews with Larry Flint himself. Larry Flint. Who want to hear from Larry Flint? So check out Mike Nierenberg's project, his great film coming out real soon, Back Pages. And like I said, I'm going to put a link below. You check that out. And Mike is, I'm sure, worked really hard to get his first film out. And this is a real deal. This isn't like, a shaky camcorder. This is a real movie. This is what's happening. Mike Nierenberg. Check him out. Let's give a big shout out to Chris Kosovich of the Joe Cronin Show. I'd like to say hello to Troy. I hope you're still with us. Sorry I haven't communicated with you via NHL 14, Xbox, and what have you. Like to give a shout out to my digital hockey team, the Czech Bad Boys. I wonder if they think I'm gone. And that's pretty much it. Oh, okay, and also check out johnfreeman.music.com, who wrote that little ditty, among others, that little ditty, among others. And we're going to end this show like we always do with the Connery Pirates. The Connery Pirates. A one-time, I think, get-together band, and definitely the In the Crease theme song. Here it is. Thank you, everybody else, for tuning in. This is the Connery Pirates saying goodnight. This is a Shot from the Point production. I am Tommy C. We'll see you next time. When? I don't know.
I love tacos and beef. When I eat, you're just a sheep. I keep your drunk ass in check while I put your mouth to sleep. Come step up to me if you wanna take a test. I eat bacon, drink booze, smoke weed with the best. I'm like a shithouse poet, riding around like a fool. You just embarrassing us, all dressed up like a tool. Tequila the beat and a cake to a sham. Wanna rub up on me and try to get in my pants.